I'm with my BFF Keyan. How's your week?
It was a good week.
Fast.
Yeah, had a lot of days on it and a lot of time.
Have you gotten sick I've gotten sick.
I'm not sick. I know everyone in the lab is sick.
Yeah, blaming Nick. No, not Nick. I'm blaming our plebs giving. It happened then. I don't know who was sick that day.
Someone brought like the Latin American flu or something over there from El Salvador.
Something going on. But yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it. Getting crazy here. We had a lot of people are visiting after El Salvador to Austin, which is cool. We had
Keith stopped by. Seed Center.
Keith from Seed Center. Oh, I didn't know that. When did he stop by?
Oh man, maybe like 2 weeks ago or a week ago. It all feels the same.
I didn't even know he was in here.
I don't want to say too much, but anyway, we were able to talk to him. He was a lot of fun. I think he's doing the tours. I think he saw him. He's going to Nashville next. I think so.
Wow,
Seed Signer tour.
That's awesome. Yeah, we had a Japanese founder in here. I don't know if he wants us to talk about.
I forget the name of it.
I mean, I know the name, but I don't know what his like privacy standards are.
Yeah, Austin was talking to him, but it's above my pay grade, unfortunately. It sounds interesting.
Yeah, they build a product for Lightning. I don't want to say more and like dox them, but they were here, and it's cool. It's cool to see people traveling through Austin and getting to meet a variety of builders, and I think that's really cool. He said some Stacker News stuff was circulating in the Japanese Bitcoin community, which I thought was cool. Yeah, I was like, oh, cool, we reached Japan.
Wow, can you believe it?
I can, I guess, now.
Yeah, let's jump into the top 5 stories.
The top 5 stories.
Week.
I didn't do a bunch of review this week, so you'll have to forgive me in advance, but I'll do my best. Top story of the week is this post from our long lost friend Super Testnet.
What? Really?
Yeah. He created. I had heard about this. He had told me about this. He created a coinjoin wallet named Void, and basically every spend and every receive is coinjoin, is my understanding. It only recognizes coinjoins. So it's basically Monero built on top of Bitcoin. Like gives you Monero-like properties, but without the shitcoin, basically using actual Bitcoin. And so he gives a little demo video, which he's gotten pretty good at like. He launches so many projects. He's gotten really good at knowing how to present them to people.
I like the name Void.
And how to pitch them. And he does a great job here. But
so you're saying he's gotten that Murdoch spin?
He's got a little bit of Murdoch spin. You do something enough times, it becomes like you become a rock star at it. And he's really good at launching a project and presenting it in a way that people will consume it, and they'll understand it. And he does a good job here. He also comments on the post and writes up about it.
Good on him.
Yeah, very cool. I don't know where he is. He might. I think last I heard he's in Mars, and he traveled there. And we don't know when he'll be back in Austin, but we hope to see him soon.
So it's called Void?
It's called Void. It's where he went after he left Austin. Yeah, but it's called Void. So to use his words, because I don't understand coinjoins terribly well or like base layer Bitcoin super, super well either. And I don't want to like say something that's terribly wrong. But he said, this is a Bitcoin wallet designed around the idea of making every spend a coinjoin. I want it to do a coinjoin whether you send money, and I want it to accept money from wallets who sent money inside a coinjoin. So that's kind of the idea. Everything is coinjoined. He
said mostly to dunk on Monero people.
Yeah. So why did you do this? The first sentence is mostly to dunk on Monero people.
That's the thing about Super. Most people don't realize is that a lot of the things that he creates is for selfish reasons. And yeah, this is another example of him wanting to see something in the world and then creating it. But great creators do that, right? Great creators create the things that they want to see in the world, and then other people end up liking those things.
Yeah, they're scratching their own itch. And that's
why you created Stacker News.
Yeah, Super Testnet is just very itchy. I think that's why he has so many itches to scratch. But he said another reason is he wanted a CoinJoin wallet on mobile. is like another reason he created it. There's a few other reasons he lists in here why he created it.
This is the top story of the week?
This is the top one.
Wow.
Yeah. He got 37,000 sats. I mean, the ranking is now also influenced by the amount of tips on some level that a story gets. And so a lot of people tip this highly, showing that they really appreciated it. And so it ranked higher.
Awesome.
Yeah. But lots of cool stuff in here. We had some good back and forths. Super Testnet doing this very interesting way of replying to people.
I love that.
Which is fun.
And it's funny, you can hear his voice in it, I'm sure.
Yeah, it uses nostr for coordination, which is cool. Rajdale comes in and kind of summarizes it, but coinjoin using nostr, mobile friendly, everything is a coinjoin. Troll Monero people.
Checks a lot of boxes.
That's basically the TLDR.
Checks a lot of boxes. Looks neat. Great project.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Pretty fun. I mean, the video's fun too. It's not completely done yet. It's in like it seems like it's in like a
void.
Yeah, in like a it's getting out of the void. It's like in a 60 to 70% done area, I'd say, for some of the stuff. But
yeah, I can't wait to test it out this weekend.
Yeah. I don't know much about this stuff, but pretty cool. The next top story is Giorgio original.
Is this another new one, or is this the same one from last?
Did we do this last week?
I could have sworn it was on last week's.
It might have. We might have.
Actually, I think you brought it up on your post.
Oh, yeah. It might have been my top post. Anyway, this actually ranked in the top post of the week. I think because he posted on a Friday, so there's some overlap. But a good post about how we use attention now for as a means of paying for products, and it's kind of an outmoded thing because now we have digitally native currency, and there's more that we can transmit across the internet than just attention. Now we can transmit real value. Giorgio also in this post and in this what was originally a Twitter thread that he rewrote here. He also talks about how, he has this point about digital goods and how this zero marginal cost of reproduction feature of digital goods makes them not the same as you would expect with a physical product. And there needs to be like a new paradigm for like paying for them and pricing them. And he's like Gigi is very big on this value for value thing. If I read Gigi has some association with a venture capital firm, and they have like a pretty extensive thesis around value for value that I found very good and speaks to I think Gigi's preferences here. But
yeah, I think it's kind of the same thing that if you look anywhere, like in any industry, they're all looking at OTT, right? Over the top. And it's one of the reasons why they brought back Iger to Disney. Like, I don't know if you heard this past week, but he came back to CEO as Disney. And people are realizing is that there's this gap. You're talking about $1 billion lost from Disney, their streaming platform, right? And then so when you look at something like Lightning Web, what we're doing here, like there's this gap like that has to be filled. Like I think they have like 116 million subscribers, right? There's like 7 billion people on the planet. I mean, we're all trying to get to the same goal of getting everybody online, but by doing that, you still need that bridge that's going to fill in that gap. And I think Lightning can solve a lot of it. Now, is it gonna fix everything? I don't think so, but it'll at least fill in that gap that people are missing. Because at the end of the day, I mean, everybody knows this. You have to have a media company. Like if you're not doing in-house media at this point, and you're a Bitcoin company, or even just any company in general, you're losing. You're losing the ground game. Personally,
that's it.
But I think this is right on, man. But I think Bitcoiners just see this earlier than everybody else does. But they're waking up, man. They're waking up.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is. I mean, I definitely see this as being true. I don't know if I agree with Gigi in full. I think there are other I don't think paywalls are completely useless. I think he's right that a piece of content is valuable enough behind a paywall, it will break free. But I think there will people who still want the easy path through the paywall. It's like kind of like, you can go through a gate in your access to a garden, or you can jump over the wall and get access to the garden. It doesn't mean that you won't use the gate. I think there are lots of people who just use the gate. They like the path that's provided to them rather than like having to chart their own. And so I don't know if I agree entirely that there's like no utility in a paywall. But
honestly, dude, I even think ads are going to make a comeback. Like you can see a point to where you have some of these platforms utilizing ads in a different model, maybe lightning ads. Like I know there a lot of people are working on that in the space, but that could also fill the gap.
Yeah, Fountain has a really interesting model around their ads. You like listen to an ad on Fountain. You listen to an ad on Fountain, and you get paid to listen to it, which is really cool. So if you have a podcast, you can pay users to listen to it and potentially build a habit in for them listening to it. And that's kind of cool. And there's probably a lot more opportunity for that. I mean, we saw that with Brave, obviously, and their bad token and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think things like this will emerge. Anyway, interesting post. I really like the picking a fight with attention economies. I kind of hate them. I think they're kind of disgusting because it's just like a limited resource, and like trying to monetize it when people don't realize it is kind of gross. But anyway, good post from Gigi. We don't have to talk about it more than that. The next top post is this one from Mr. Giorgio. He published Lightning, or him and a team of people published lightningprivacy.com, which
great domain.
Which is a great domain. I'm sure they paid many sats for it, or not, maybe not. I mean, I think the Lightning domains
probably been sitting on it for a while.
The Lightning domains are pretty available right now. If you were a domain squatter, get them.
But I wonder if they bought lightningprivacy.gay. Did they buy that one? If they didn't,
oh, you should get on that one.
Look out.
Yeah. It's coming for you. Yeah, but it's so lightningprivacy.com. It's like it's basically an exploration of the dimensions of Lightning privacy. You kind of have like places where privacy is breached normally, or ways to like improve privacy. So like routing analysis is a place where Lightning privacy can be breached, and they have like a bunch of mitigations like PTLCs, timing delays, and a number of other kind of things here. I haven't read the whole thing, so I'm like not. I'm unfortunate. This is one thing I was like trying to catch up on right before this, but yeah,
so
cool.
It went pretty in depth, huh?
Yeah, it goes very far into each of these things. Talks about channel coin joins, so like coin joining into a Lightning channel to get some privacy, so that your UTXOs for your Lightning channel are kind of nice and private. Yeah, we have Ellen Vortex, because benthecarman, the author of Ellen Vortex, is one of the authors of the Lightning privacy group. Along with others.
Did anybody sponsor this, or who's?
That's right. Yeah, it was. This work is graciously funded by ZK Snacks, Dan Gershoni, and Wasabi Wallet.
Wow, good on them, man.
Yeah, supporting the real ones out here.
And the authors, let's give them a special.
Yeah,
look at real quick.
Yeah, we can give them a peek here.
It looks like it was.
Did I
Tony
scroll over it?
It was all the way down where it said, yeah, so it looks like it was benthecarman. Oh, Evan. Max. Paul and Tony. Wow, good on them.
Yeah.
Way to go, guys. I love it.
The true crew there. They also go into blinded paths and trampoline routing, which...
That's part of the team that did Mutiny. Fun fact.
Yeah. I feel like every week they're releasing something new and awesome, and I hope they keep it up forever. Unfortunately, I don't have much to say on it because I haven't looked in depth. I mean, some of these concepts are familiar to me, but I'm not sure altogether what they've said
the
about
little
it.
logo there. That's cool. Do you see the logo? It's like a neighborhood watch, but with a lightning bolt in there.
Yeah, that is a cool logo.
I'm sure that was Paul. Good job, Paul. Nailed it.
Paul's that great touch. The next top story is Anonsats. So this one's a bit hard to grok. This is what I was like trying to get a little deeper understanding of. Also before we started.
Oh, what is this?
Yeah. So what this is built on top of Cashew, and so you can kind of think of it. It basically gives you can pay to a Lightning address, and I believe what you have underneath is Cashew tokens, and then so you can send out of those Cashew tokens into back into Lightning and Bitcoin and stuff. So you're familiar with Fedimint, Emints, and Cashew.
Yeah.
That's basically what this is using, like kind of underneath. So it's storing your stats or your sats in an eCash token,
swapping tokens
and swapping in and out.
Yeah,
so it doesn't. My understanding is, I mean, why I think this would be useful if this is the way it works is they don't know your balance of eCash tokens. You're paying. I believe what you're doing is you're creating a Lightning address. You're paying sats into it. It gets turns into eCash tokens, and then you can do a variety of things with that as a receiver from that Lightning address.
So is this from Fedi or?
No, this is built on an alternative. This is built on Cashew, which is like a non-federated eCash Mint project or server, built by Kali, BTC on Twitter. But it has one authority on there, and it's not federated, like one signer. But there's so many layers here. I didn't have time to go through it, and they created a video to kind of explain it. But I wanted to grok exactly how things were working here.
Okay, so looks like you have the ledger, Lightning channels, LN bits, and then the mint, and an onsats on top.
Yeah, these are the layerings, but I'm not. In particular, this post announced, you can get a burner Lightning address. But what happens when you pay to the Lightning address? That's what I was kind of trying to figure out. I know there's Cashew involved somehow, but I'm not sure. And
we can talk about it next week too as well.
Yeah, maybe I'll understand it then.
Yeah, if it's no, I'm just saying like maybe we can, test it out, and then sometimes you gotta let these projects breathe a little bit, before it really starts becoming useful.
Yeah.
It's so cutting edge, dude.
For sure. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but maybe I'll have more to say on it next week. I mean, I have to write up about it tomorrow, so I'll probably understand it by then. And so look out for the newsletter. The next top story is this AMA from Bold Card.
Oh yeah, how did that go?
It was pretty good. I didn't know much about Bold Card. I had heard about them in the ecosystem.
Bolt, right?
Not Bolt, but Bold. Okay. Bold. They're building a credit card that you can collateralize with Bitcoin. So your credit limit is based on the amount of Bitcoin collateral you put up, and it additionally affects your interest rate, I believe. Although they don't have any details on the interest rate yet, which makes me think they might be farther from release than. Okay, yeah, they're launching in 2023, so they might not even know what the interest rates are likely going to be. They're probably looking for banking partners and stuff, and figuring that out now. But I asked them in the comments like what the interest rate on their credit card is going to be, and they said,
"How does Bold make money?" That's the first question.
Yeah, so the first top question is from Now. He says, "How does Bold make money?" And they say from the transaction fees. So like a traditional credit card, they're making money on the transaction fees. And then some of the transaction fees that they reward back in sats. Kind of like this is how Fold, I imagine, rewards their customers back with sats, as they take a large portion of the transaction fees and put those back into sats.
Do you think that's a fair question right now in Lightning?
Why not?
Okay, just asking.
All questions are fair. What question isn't fair?
Just like a new Lightning company getting built. I was talking. The reason I bring it up is because I was talking about it with Tristan this week on the pod, and it's. I'm wondering if we're so early, if it's fair to ask these Lightning companies, what's your how are you going to make money? But you're saying it's more than fair.
Yeah, why wasn't it fair? Any question's fair. Like if someone asks me if I'm wearing boxers or briefs, I'm not gonna. What am I gonna take off my gloves?
You see a lot of fiat companies, start a lot of fiat startups, and like they don't even bring up like how you're gonna make money. It's just a.
Well, it's a fair question. I mean, you don't have to have an answer, but it's a fair question for someone to ask.
Oh, you're saying okay? So that's what I meant. I meant like, is it a fair question to ask, and should you have an answer?
I mean, you should be, if you're a startup and you want someone to give you money in the hopes of you being able to return it to them, then you should probably have some idea of how you might potentially make money. But it doesn't have, no one can predict the future. You can't predict the future of your company either, but you should be at least capable of imagining potential ways you can make money as a startup. Otherwise, the opportunity might present where you can make money and you don't take it because you are incapable of thinking it. So when an investor asks you a question like that, they're just like, can you demonstrate the normal cognitive faculties to determine how a business like yours would make money? It's not.
Okay, so it's fair.
It's totally fair.
More than fair.
I mean, startup founders who get, anyone who's like offended by a question like that, just it doesn't make a bunch of sense to me, because it's that seems like a more than fair question. It's not like what's your, like, how do you and your girl like get it on, like they're like, what's your preferred.
Okay, now we're deviating. I get it.
You know what I mean?
You're hitting it hard.
There are questions that are inappropriate, and this is not one of them.
So I'm just curious, because it was like the first question. Stackers are sniffing through it.
Yeah,
how are you making money?
Yeah, people are curious, and it shows like how they might be conflicted, or it tells you a lot about like how a product plans to make money. Tells you a lot about what the product will eventually become. Like if Twitter said that they didn't know when they first started, but they said that they were going to make money on ads, that's that kind of tells people, okay, they're monetizing me as a person, my attention. They're not asking me to pay for it. They're not providing such a great service that I'm willing to pay for it. They're monetizing the time that I spend there. And so you might have different feelings towards Twitter in a world where you understood that. And I think that's what most people are trying to get at when they're trying to, and then a lot of people on Stacker News are like building products, and they're, how can my product make money? I'm going to borrow from you how you imagine you're going to make money.
It's good.
Was another reason to ask that.
What other questions were they asking?
A lot of other stuff about like how their collaborative custody works. So my understanding is Bolt has one of the keys for this collaborative custody arrangement. Another person who has a key is they call it a key agent, which I believe is a bank that is willing to hold the key. So they're kind of an escrow agent. And then you hold the key. So Bolt can't spend your Bitcoin without you. You can't spend your Bitcoin, or Bolt can only spend your Bitcoin with the assistance of the key agent without you. And you can only spend your Bitcoin with the assistance of either Bolt or the key agent as well. And so it is like this nice escrow arrangement, and it kind of ensures that, no one by themselves is going to take money and go away. Yeah, so it's kind of like a lot of collaborative custody arrangements you see, but it's more akin to like an escrow system. And that's how that works. They say there was another one. There was another question about like what are some of
KYC question.
There's a lot of KYC stuff. I asked them about KYC too, and they said they have to do it. It's like it's like table stakes for a credit card. Like there's no way to get in the credit card system without KYC. So they're like, you have to do it. Sorry. Another question people asked is, what are some of the risks, I guess, of using a collateral, this is like a secured credit line with Bitcoin. And they said with Bitcoin specifically, the volatility of the fiat price will affect your spending limit or your credit or your credit line. So if Bitcoin price drops a lot, your credit, the credit that you're good for is like lower. And so if you have like an outstanding balance that exceeds that, you might get margin called like any kind of like loan product.
Oh man.
But it's still cool for like, someone who has bad credit. This is a way for you maybe to get back into a credit-based system where you hold Bitcoin, you have bad credit, you are trying to build your worthiness again. You need access to credit for some reason. This is something you could do. And you have another aspect is you have a lower interest rate. And so if you plan on keeping a balance, you're not going to pay, I don't know what a credit card rate is, like 20% or 14%. It's crazy.
Where are they based out of? Do we know?
I don't know. I think it might be like, with fintech, I always think of like New York City or yeah.
Well,
we can go.
Can't wait to see what happens.
Doesn't say on their website where they're from. I would change that, guys. Let me know what I want to know when I go to a product page before I start giving them my personal details is like, who are you? I want your personal details before I give you mine. That's one of the things I think about. Anyway, Car doesn't have a top story this week because he's been busy,
sorry, and sick.
Been a busy, sick man. I have one, and it's this Casa adding ETH support.
Love scandal
is my top story. It was also the next top story in the top overall.
So what did you think? So basically, what happened is Casa's. If you don't know what this is, like a multi-sig collaborative custody thing. So what they do is they hold one of your keys, you hold your key, and then typically your hardware wallet. It's basically what Unchained does. The only difference is they sell like packages, and they actually have I think they have a profit, right? Not that Unchained doesn't. It's just that Casa has like a functioning thing that you can pay into for that access.
Well, they have an ongoing fee. I think it's like a yearly cost.
I used to actually use Casa, like when there was a poo-poo coiner and stuff. So I kind of know how it works and stuff, and I used to pay for it. But they were only Bitcoin only. And then today, or what was it, this week, they announced that they're Ethereum as well. And Jameson Lopp was fighting everybody on Twitter, like 300, defending this.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. I don't know.
What did you think?
Did he actually defend it? I don't know.
Yeah, he did. He was like, "Is these all?" He's basically at the end. I just remember seeing it a couple of days. He was like, "Is this all the questions you guys have?" It was like a meme. Oh. It was just like, it was like, wow.
I didn't read more of his his reasoning or whatever behind it, and that might be useful. But I thought it was an interesting story. I mean, I think a lot of companies like Casa will probably end up doing this. In Casa's case, they have a limited market of people who are holding Bitcoin. It's that's one size market, and then the people who are holding Bitcoin and ETH is probably a larger size market, and so that's what they're doing. They're making that trade-off. They're going to support ETH holders and all the downside risk of doing that, in addition to losing support of Bitcoiners and perhaps some security trade-offs in kind of
so this might be a dumb question, but I've been out of the crypto game for a while now, but I thought all Ethereum was like proof of stake now. So how are you, if it's staked, how are you actually? See, this is where I feel dumb for asking this question.
I mean, so the proof of stake only has to do with the consensus on like what block is getting added to the chain. That's basically what proof of stake is. So you have, but there's still, you still have all.
But don't you have your staked ETH in?
But not every ETH holder is a staker.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
so like an ETH holder is just like a it's a very different accounting system, but like is kind of like a Bitcoin holder.
But isn't Casa just gonna then stake your ETH?
No,
like
they
behind
can't.
the scenes.
They can't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if they're using ETH, like, or they're going to be collaboratively custodying ETH like they do with Bitcoin, they can't do anything with your ETH or your Bitcoin in this case. I mean, not that anyone watching this has any ETH anyway, but I don't know. It's interesting thinking through the thoughts that they had while making this decision, and because there's a variety of trade-offs and things to this, and I think it's the wrong. I mean, in a certain way, I think it's the wrong call because it's not a decision I would make. On the other hand, if you're trying to grow, if you're all you care about is your business, like if your business is the most important thing to you and that growing, then this makes sense for that business. Like but you see, what's weird is you see someone like Lop who doesn't hold any Ethereum and thinks poorly of people that do. And thinks that
decision then.
Yeah, and thinks that Ethereum probably puts a lot of people's like wealth at risk. But he's still on some level like validating it because it makes his business money. And that to me, it's an ethics trade-off. And then but you see this also with Trezor. So Pavel, we had Pavel on for an AMA, and he's like, I only hold Bitcoin. I'm a Bitcoin maximalist. But he's like one of the co-founders of Trezor, and they support every Ethereum token under the sun, basically.
You see this with VCs. You see this with mining companies. Like they mine, or they were mining crap coins. You see it in the VC space where they do VC Bitcoin projects. They also do, poo-poo projects. I mean, we live in a fiat world, man. These are fiat times.
Well, it is. I mean, that's what's kind of interesting about it. It's like it's like a fiat decision by someone isn't really a fiat person, and so you wonder what like factored into his reasoning around it. Not that he's the only one making the decision, because he's not even the CEO. I don't believe he's like CTO or something.
It's just bottom line decision.
Yeah.
This is just me speculating. I would imagine Ethereum Foundation gave him some money behind the scenes. That's what I think. There's no way you do this unless they're giving you some money behind the scenes. I'm telling you, that's if I was researching this, like if Car was doing crypto research, I would go find that out. Somebody knows.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Dude, how many times have we been offered poo-poo coins?
I've never been offered a poo-poo coin.
I've been offered it. I've always said no. There you go.
Someone look it up. Has he said no every time? We'll see. I'm sure.
Bring the receipts.
So we're getting into super stat segment.
Super stat of the week.
Top users and
Hades.
So top spenders of the week. I spent quite a bit. Hades spent the next amount. Then we have Y. We have Just Smile. By the way, if you don't like being in the segment, you can now go in your settings and hide yourself from this top list of users. It's like there for you to do. I know some people that already did this.
Not the one I was thinking.
And probably not. Maybe so, but I don't know. Just Smile, another sat whale, and then Gigi also came in and spent quite a bit.
Way to go, Gigi.
Yeah, Gigi chipping in. Stackers.
Darthcoin, what?
Darthcoin made a huge comeback this week on Stacker News.
Whoa, came in hot.
He's an
OG stacker.
An OG stacker. Stacked 106,000 sats.
Good on you, Darthcoin. You've always been one of my favorites.
Definitely a wild one. He's really down on Stacker News. All these 97 comments he left this week were mostly him crying about
Let me see.
How Stacker News is like
what? When? What did he turn?
In decline or something.
What did he say? Stacker News is not free speech. Is paid with your sats. There is where too many not to get you. Nothing is free on Bitcoin Road, and when you pay for something, you have more rights. So what is he saying? Enforcing X or Y rules. Dude, what is he talking about? Anybody's free to say whatever they want on Stacker News.
Is that I'm one of I'm
Yeah,
one of the
he was.
first users of SN. I really love SN and posted a lot. But lately, it is really invaded by lone content LARPers and shitcoiners
Who?
that are bashing you all the time for being a toxic maxi.
I don't know about that.
I mean, I think people have a bit of a response.
I remember
to
him
Darth
fighting
Coin.
with a lot of people. For like a year, he's been fighting. I'm not gonna say a year. It's been almost a year at this point where he's been back and forth with fighting people. This is where, dude, you need to make subs, man.
Darth can get his own sub or something.
This is where I think that's fit. If one user is complaining about the posts that are showing up now versus what they were showing up a year ago, something to take notice. And Darthcoin he's an OG stanker.
I mean, I don't think he's really complaining about the post. I mean, there are posts in recent that are low quality, but
if you created subs that was like invite only, it would be cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's trade-offs with creating a sub. Like one of the things you kind of want a lot of friction to build up in an early product for it to really like
catch fire.
Yeah, and so that's part of, if you diffuse it with a bunch of subs, potentially it never catches fire at all. And plus it forces everyone to really make the content great on the front page, and that's where all of the noise is getting filtered into
so
like
you're saying
very
that if
clear
you made
signal.
Subs, there would only be certain subs.
There would only be noise.
Can't you just grab from different subs then? Like,
well, I mean, maybe, but this is like there's like more to this decision than just why not create more landscape for people to roam into. It's because then you won't run into anyone and you'll be lonely.
Maybe Darthcoin wants his lonely sub.
Maybe he does.
Just go to stackernews.com/Darthcoin and then sub/Darthcoin. He has his own room.
I don't know. I think he likes getting in fights with shitcoiners on some level, maybe.
Oh, hey, look how much he stacked, though.
That's true. He's stacked.
Good on you.
Yeah.
I mean, that just proves the point right there that you can go on Twitter and fight with shitcoiners there and not make any money, but at least you're on Stacker News and you're fighting with shitcoiners. You're making some stats.
Yeah. Next top stacker is Giorgio. Nifty stacked quite a bit, I think, with her conference announcement. Super obviously stacked quite a bit.
Some more too?
Heisenberg.
Who's Heisenberg?
Heisenberg did those great posts last week about Ellen URL auth and then also the Lightning implementation proportion.
Yeah, I love that.
Which was really cool. Another addition to Super's stat segment is user analytics for the week. So we enhanced these a little bit so you get a little more clarity. You can kind of see where people are stacking. It looks like rough, middle of the week we're peaking. A lot of sats came in like earlier in the week.
Look at you. Bunch of builders
we have, and then spenders. We're getting about 200 spenders a day through the course of the week, which is pretty awesome. And then it's looking like, we're at around maybe 25 on average registrations a day, which is pretty cool. Good to
see, man. It's good to see a lot of projects making announcements on here, man. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
It is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to them announcing the winners of
Found app suspended from Twitter. Did you see?
Oh yeah, breaking news on Stacker News. We should have a breaking segment.
What happened? What happened? When did this happen?
They're suspended from Twitter.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
I certainly hope this was a mistake. Twitter is broken, someone said. I'm sure it's a mistake. Was it Spotify that couldn't take the troll?
Oh, really? What did Oscar troll Spotify? Did they?
Apparently it's back, so.
Okay. There you go. Yeah, I'm looking forward to my Spotify top 2022. Did you? Oh, you don't listen to Spotify.
No, I'm like one of those boomers that uses Apple Music.
Oh, dude. I can't wait I haven't unwrapped it yet. It's like
unwrapped
one of my treats this weekend is like, because every year you listen like all this music on Spotify, and then at the end of the year they give you like your ultimate 2022 playlist of like what they think you would like and like what you listen to. So
wow,
every year, dude, like my every year my playlist is a banger. It's just like
Wow. So all your listening over the year gets built up and it like trains some algorithm for them to pick new music that you might like.
Some new music, but mostly the stuff that you've liked.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
And it's kind of cool because you can be like, oh, I remember when I liked the song. Like, oh, and you remember what that looked like in your head when you heard that song. It brings you back to, yeah, dude, music's life.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that about Spotify.
Spotify is good. I think Fountain's doing the same thing too, but with podcasts. So.
That's a great idea.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
That's all I got. You got any Airbnb updates?
Nothing real. I'm probably moving away from it next year, but because I just can't stand it anymore. Actually, the host texted me right before this started because I complained to my landlord, and then my landlord got pissed at her, and then.
Whoa.
Anyway, there's a lot of beef going on there, but don't stay in Airbnbs in neighborhoods. If you do, be a good person. That's my message for you.
Or barbarian will happen to you.
Yeah.
I would also say too. I just want to drop this out. We're doing a Toys for Tots Pleb drive here at Pleb Lab. So if you're in Austin, and you have any unwrapped or wrapped, or is it unwrapped? I think it's unwrapped toys for all the kids out there here in the Central Texas. Feel free to bring them by Pleb Lab. We'll be doing that till the 13th of this month, where we have to drive over there and take them. Toys for Tots. Can you believe it?
I cannot.
Yeah.